tell whether they actually can feel the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because they will, if they can feel that, start to make their melody fit in with that tempo. And it may take 5-6 seconds before that happens. It might take 10 seconds. It might be 30 seconds before that happens. But I can pretty much tell if they're able to feel tempo from just doing that. Another thing I learned is whether they can make up a melody. If they're just randomly, hitting the black keys and they don't, even after 30 seconds to a minute, have any feeling for making this into a melody, then I can tell that I'm going to have to work on giving them some guidelines on what they can do with their melody line. I also can tell whether they are relaxing, if this is a relaxing experience. So let me tell you a little story. I had a student start last week, and this little student had 30 minutes of his first time lesson, and I had 10 minutes left that I could introduce him to this improvisational experience. And so I gave him the instructions. You can play any black keys that you'd like. And I started in, I said, this is going to sound really smooth, and let's just listen to each other, and away he went. And he was one of those students who actually immediately felt for those black keys and how they could move and how they could change. He covered the entire keyboard in the couple of minutes that we improvised together. When we were done, his mother, who had come to the first lesson, said something interesting to me. She said, I'm right now studying breathing. And when I was watching my son and you were going through the first part of the lesson, he had his mouth open like that. And he was listening and he was concentrating. He had his mouth open. He was open mouth breathing. But when you started improvising, his mouth shut, his upper body relaxed, and the music was just flowing for him. And she said, what an amazing experience to witness, to see him be able to make music that quickly. So that reinforced for me the importance of doing some little improvisation every week with my students. So just to kind of backtrack, make sure that if you came in late, you knew what was going on. First of all, this is my website. I'm at busybpiano.blogspot.com. I will be posting a little bit of this video, not the whole thing, a little bit of this video, plus anything that I showed you will also be on it. By the way, this morning we had a great Periscope by Elizabeth Gutierrez, and she gave me some wonderful tips on voicing. And if you want to check back, here is her handle, and you could find that. Anyway, all right, something else I covered, if you were coming in late, is I covered the G-flat scale and how the teacher has to get fluent in being able to play some arpeggios on each degree of that scale in order to learn to accompany. And I showed, these are just some easy things that a teacher can do, like going from the beginning to up a fifth and then up a sixth. Some easy little things that they can do. I also showed you a basic sequence of chords, arpeggios that you could work through that sound really good for the teacher part. For those of you that really would like to see this written out, I will put this PDF. This is the complete written out music of what the left hand can do during that improvisational. I'll have that on my website. So before I go, and this was fun, so let me just improvise myself with both hands in the key of G flat and give you kind of a before you go song that's coming off the top of my head.